Welcome and good evening, everyone. So, today I'm going to talk about IP addressing. Okay, so what we have in IP addressing, and then we will move on IP nomenclature. The same nomenclature you have to follow throughout the CCNA, CCM, NP, and higher study. So let's see that. So let me take one example. I'm writing an example of IP 192.168.5.10. I took any random IP. So can you tell me this is belong to which class, guys?
Classy, sir.
Class C. This is belongs to class C. So by looking on the first subnet, you can say that, right? The
Yes, sir.
range. Okay. This is class C. What what do you mean by /24? Yeah, you can see this part is IP. We understand. What do you mean by this /24? What is the meaning of this? The meaning says that 24 bits of network belong to network. Rest remaining, how much left out of 32? Out of 32, 24 is a network bit. This is network bit. The bit belong to the network. So how much left? 8 bit. 8 bit belong to your host. This part is clear.
Yes, sir.
Means, what do you mean by this? 192.168.5.10. So 10 will be belong to the remaining 8 bit. First 3 octet means 8 plus 8 plus 8. 24 bits. This part belong to the network, means you can't change this. This is a network, means this part only is the variable. So 24 bit is fixed, that's belong to network, means this part 8 bit going to vary, that will be 0 to 255, any number. Clear? The /24 meaning.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is called subnet. This is called subnet. Okay, this says subnet. This technique, the way we are writing, this is called CIDR. Okay, this technique. The subnet can be written in the complete form. So that is called 255.255.255.0. So this is called /24. So how many bit? 255 means all ones. Again, second octet all ones. I'm not counting ones. So third octet all ones. And so if you add 8 plus 8 plus 8, clear? Or the meaning, means the subnet can be written in this or CIDR form they can. So both the culture, It's broadly accepted throughout the network. This part is clear. Should I move to the next part?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So in the any IP having two part, one CIDR or subnet, and first part is itself is a IP. Let's take another example. 172.16.31.5. This time Manmohan, tell me this is belong to which network, which class?
Sir, B class
Okay, this is
and
belong
16 bit
to,
is a network.
yes, 16-bit. If they are telling the subnet marks will be 255 dot 255 dot 0 dot 0. That's a
Zero.
clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, excellent. So let's practice few of the CIDR. By looking on CIDR, you have to give me the subnet marks. Okay, so let's
Okay, sir.
practice for couple of them, then we will move to other side. Now can you give me the, I'm just writing two subnet. Okay, and give me the CI, this I written CIDR value. What will be the subnet? Now Manmohan, can you give me the subnet marks?
Sir, 255 dot 0 dot 0 dot 0.
Excellent. What about this?
Sir, it can be 255
255.
uh, minus, sir, we can minus it. 2
This is,
255
tell me this is how many bits cover? 8.
8 bit, 8 bit,
Then again
25
255. How many bits cover?
16
8 plus 8, 16. Excellent. How many bit left?
4.
4. So just you break down 4 bit we need once. Remaining 4 bit we need 0. And last one is the all 0.
Yeah,
So the bit where it's in between they are asking, they are not asking you standard 8, 16 and 24. This is easy, right? This
yeah.
3. Apart from this, if there is a CIDR, that bucket or that octet you have to break in the 8 bit. Now
Okay,
you
sir.
have table. What table? Another table, what I told you, 128, 192, 224, 240. Then next, sorry, this 240. Next we have, let me erase this. Okay,
Okay, sir.
now I can go. This is 240. Then next, this is 4 bit. Then we have 248, 240,
52, no?
sorry, yes, 252, 254, and then 255. So if we have 4 bit here, so what will be the answer?
240
Excellent. 240 dot. So
dot 0.
255 dot 255 240 dot 0.
Yeah, is a
You're
7.
right. Okay, let's do few more. So this time, now Mohini, you just tell me if I'm giving 29, what will be the value? So till 24, we should not think about anything. Just you tell me.
2,
255
Yes,
dot 255
255 dot
multiply
255. So we receive how many? 24 bit.
Remaining 5.
Remaining 5. So let's keep the 5 bit 1 remaining all 0.
0.
What will be the value this?
248.
Excellent. Is it easy if you remember this table? This is the
Yes.
addition table if you remember. This
Yes,
is
sir.
addition table. Do you remember, right?
Yes, sir. Remember.
Okay, excellent. So if you remember this table, this is everything is easy. If they're going to ask you any CIDR value, so you always remember there is a IP address which contained how many bits?
4 4.
Total 8 plus 8
8.
plus
8.
8 plus 8. Total 32. So CIDR can be from 0 hypothetical till slash 32. If someone going to ask you CIDR like 64, that's the wrong answer. Questions it's right, wrong.
Wrong sir. 64 is wrong.
Yes, anything greater than IPv4 they don't have because the total 32 bit. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, excellent. Now
Yes,
let's. Oh yeah, yes.
sir. CIDR full form.
Okay, so that's your homework. By the way, this is called C for class list. Leave it homework. I'm going to tell you right now. Class list inter-domain routing. Okay, we're going to talk what's the do you mean by class list means what we have three classes class A, class B, class C, right? Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
Class 8 say what is your CIDR 8. Class B says CIDR 16. Class C day says 24. But I can do the calculation class 9, class 10. Are you agree or not?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, that's why this called classless. So we break the class. With the break the class, we're going to study the subnet mask in the next upcoming classes. Okay, so we will go for it step by step. So today we understand something called subnet marks. There's two style, subnet marks and second CIDR. So class race interdomain routing. Okay, this why interdomain routing, I will come on the routing part. In they are not going to follow the subnet marks, they're going to bring into the classless CIDR. We will see in upcoming. Okay, so what is the full form? Classless domain
Interdomain
routing.
routing.
Excellent. Okay, now next part. So it's a easy you understand. So IP address we understand IP address. There is no meaning if they don't have CIDR or subnet mark. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's take one more example of IP address. I'm going to take 172. No, this time I will take another class. I took class A, class sorry, class C, class B. I already took. Let me take. I'm taking 10.10.10. This belong. Tell me which class?
Class A.
Class challenge. Now I can write like this, or I can write 5.0. Both the meaning same. Agree? Not agree.
Yes, I agree, sir.
Okay, this part is clear. Now every network this says that this is a one network. What they say that this is one network entire when CIDR with IP is one. So network having three component. Every IP network having three component. What are the component? So first, the head of the network, family head. Every family having head, right? Family head. You have to take permission from the family, like father, grandfather. Same way, every network to whom you going to know. So network now from that IP that is called network ID. What is called? Network ID. So first part we have any IP address, they have network IP. Okay. Second part, this is the very first IP. What is the? This is the very first IP of that subnet or network. Of that subnet and the network. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
This is the family head. Entire family going to know by the network ID. Okay. Now next, it's called last IP. Last IP of that family, that is called broadcast IP. What is called? Broadcast IP.
Broadcast type.
So you know what is the use of broadcast IP? Broadcast IP having information of all the IP which is active in the network, which are the active family member. I'm going to do the lab and we will understand that. What about network ID, sir? Lab? We will do entire routing, switching is the network ID only. They know the entire family you provide. But there is no lab for the broadcast. But I will show you the lab specific. If you ping this broadcast IP, they will tell you who all are active IP. We will do, we will understand. So what is the, there is the first IP we understand, the last IP we understand. What about in between first and last? That is called valid host. That is called valid host type. Means any network first IP will be the network ID that going to reserve for the network IP, and the last IP will be the reserve for the broadcast IP. Remaining all IP will be the valid host. Means you're going to assign that IP to your system. Okay. So suppose if you have 24 IP in one network, so how many valid hosts will be available? You have 24 IP in a network. Tell me.
22.
If I have, what is the answer? 22. Excellent. Yes, that's damn easy. First IP reserved for the network ID, and the last IP will reserve for the broadcast ID. So we have only 22 IP for use,
Minus
right?
RHL.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
excellent. Suppose I have 8 IP in the network. So tell me how many usable IP will be there?
6.
Excellent. Excellent. People don't understand this. This is not depend upon 24. This is not depend upon 8. How big family father will be there? Only one, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Of course. If you have children or the two children, father will be one. Suppose you have one network with the 4 IP. How many usable IP?
2.
2. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. So you understand at least we need minimum 4 IP usable. There, sorry, network, so that there is one IP belong to what? Network, one IP belong to broadcast, 2 IP. At least communication
Valid.
between 2 IP. Otherwise, no meaning of the network. but we will see there is other things also in the later. So till your clear, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so excellent. You understand that any network managed to that going to give you the usable IP. You understand CIDR. You understand the network, and you understand the three component of your IP. By looking on the IP subnet and CIDR, you can calculate. So excellent. So I'm going to move the next topic in next class. We'll see you in next class. Bye bye.